Good morning, I'm forecaster Jimmy O'Neill from the KMET Weather Center. For the Beaumont and the Banning area for those daytime hours, there'll be a slight chance of shower. Partly sunny skies. Highs are expected in the lower 40s. For your daytime hours in the IE area, a slight chance of shower. There'll be sunny skies otherwise. Highs in the upper 40s. And for the daytime in the Coachella Valley, expect sunny skies. Highs expected in the mid-50s. I'm forecaster Jimmy O'Neill for Smart Talk 1490 KMET.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez. Good to have you with us. What is going on in your world? We want to know. It is the morning show of 2021. Boy, can you believe it? 2022 is almost here. I recently asked some people, what would you define 2021 as? What would you define? Let us know on social media. We always look for your comments. I want to say a big shout out to Martha Meza, who's tuning in, Judy, who's tuning in as well, and Mark Blevins, who's tuning in. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We definitely want to know. And we got Mr. Jesse Sanchez over there. Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning. Yeah, this year went by so fast.
Yeah. You know, for me, it kind of went slow, and I've had so many problems this year. It's one of the years. You know what? Okay, do you know the movie? What was it? Was it 20? You know, it wasn't. It was 2001: Space Odyssey, right? But 2021 feels like a year that will be marked with so many things. I wonder what we're going to define 2021 as, like in the next couple of years. You know, what would you define it as?
As what? 2022?
Yeah. Well, no, 2021.
For me personally, it was a fine year as long as I didn't watch the news and stayed inside my bubble.
Okay. I mean, you're alive at the end of the day, right?
That is true, but like there were so many natural disasters this year.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So I don't know.
Well, it's interesting that you say that because you're absolutely 100% true on that. And when it comes to, well, look, 2021 just is one of those, I'm ready to let go. I'm not going to lie. You know, there's very few years that I say that about. 2020 was good for the beginning half, and then coronavirus hit, and people just lost their minds. Then at the end of it, I was like, and then into this year, I was like, okay, I got this, but I kind of didn't have it. I lost my vehicle this year. You know, I got a huge accident. And then, got mugged like last Saturday, right? So, I mean, I'm healing. I'm more healed than not, right? That's it. Just got that right now. So that's good news. And the swelling went down thanks to the stuff that I've been taking for my face. Thank God. You know, my phone's not around. I got to get that done. So, and then there's just things that kind of happened weirdly, but I will say it was kind of a time for reflection with certain friends that kind of, hey, how you doing? Checked in. And I said, you know what? And then new friends that were, you know, all of a sudden kind of like, you know, that's always nice. So if anything, I will say this. 2021 for me was, I think, a learning year of what matters at the end of the day and what you hope matters throughout all this time, whatever we're handed. You know what I mean? Because I don't think we understand the gravity of where we're at in the next couple of years. And I don't want to stress out about it. I just simply want to know, what do we do next? Does that make sense? But I want to see social media. What do you guys define 2021 as? I see some they were already posted on my thing. It was pretty extreme. One says, go F yourself. By Cody LaScala. He posted that on my social media. One goes, yuck. That was by Bill. And Sean Nickerson says, let's go, Brandon. You know, so.
God, let's go, Brandon. Okay.
What does that mean?
Something I'm not allowed to say on the air.
Got it. Okay. So, in other words, nothing good. No one's so far I have yet to see somebody go, I love 2021. Although there's some that have fallen in love in 2020, you know, maybe the latter half. And I know that's happened and they've continued to be happy. Others maybe have gotten, you know, together with their loved one, or maybe they're searching for a loved one, you know. I will say I have good times, bad times, and just times, you know, that I don't usually like to talk about. But enough about that. Let's talk about the world, shall we? I hate to go down this route because I feel like I'm going down negative route, but here it is. Why scientists say 2021 proves climate change is already here. What? Well, at least they're finally saying it. I mean, we've kind of been saying it for quite a while, right? They said scientists have long warned of the calamity that could result from rising global temperatures. Predictions as extreme temperature events, the increase of severe drought, and more intense storms have all come to fruition in 2021. Back to what you were saying. What were some of the things that you thought that were like, whoa, like it's here, like the Earth really needs our help, like a lot, or some intervention of somebody, right?
I think mainly just all these volcanoes exploding,
Yeah.
and it's just like the fact that it's been going on for so long, and I don't know, it's just crazy weather, and whoever's messing with it, please stop.
Thank you for saying that. Seriously, it's like just don't do that anymore. I appreciate what you just said. Scientists have warned of the calamity. This year, literally, the world has begun to pay attention to the climate change and the harmful effects warming global temperatures will have, not just on the environment, but on human life. And I will say this in the defense of the people that have not been paying attention for the last, we'll say, 8 years. Um, we really need something big to help us out, right? Because what you just said, we used to go like, okay, our vehicles are terrible, we're causing a lot of smog with the exhaust and all that. But back to what you're saying, the world is so. If the world was how people go Mother Nature, if the world was a girl, it would be like, are we taking care of our girl? You know what I mean? And I feel the answer is kind of broad. I'm going to go into this. Deadly flooding. Okay, devastating flash flooding events killed thousands of people all over the world in 2021. The majority were a result of record rainfall. Record, right? State of emergency was declared in Washington State last month after damaging floods resulted from multiple occurrences of atmospheric rivers. I'm like, atmospheric rivers, what does that mean? Huge plumes of precipitation extending from the Pacific Ocean and into the Northwest. The damage to homes, public infrastructure, and area business centers was estimated to cost at least $50 million. Local newspapers have said. And I always have a thing about the cost of things. I go, well, at the end of the day, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna help out? Are you not? And I want to say thank you to the people that actually do help out behind the scenes, and help us. I always see that, but this is kind of just a little bit of what people are seeing, and people are seeing so much more than this. There's tsunamis in areas, and people are like, "What the heck is going on there?" At least we're aware of it. There are some people that don't want to be aware of it. You know what I mean, Jesse?
Yeah, a lot of people just want to ignore stuff and just stay in their bubble. I mean, I'm not against it, but there's a big world out there.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's things we don't even know is going on in certain areas. A storm in Detroit, July 24th, flooded Interstate 94, knocked out power to hundreds of thousands of people. Trees, houses, and businesses sustained major damage in the storm. July, hundreds of people were dead or unaccounted for in countries in Western Europe after days of record rainfall. So I think, if anything, it's a remembrance that there are certain areas that really still need help, and that we just need to remember the people in it, right? The people in our lives. I always go back to that. When you have people in your lives and you go to the people that are in your lives, especially currently, sometimes people kind of leave your life all of a sudden, and you're like, okay, I get that. Everybody has a life. But when you see destruction like this, you hope that areas are going to be okay eventually. And usually the people that are surrounding it will make it good. This was the scene in Belgium, where rubble and other debris piled up after flooding in Belgium in July. And dozens of people were actually killed, hundreds of thousands displaced after a year's worth of rain came down in just 3 days, right? So people are like, how does that even happen, right? You have that shock of awe, Jesse.
Well, yeah. When you said a year's worth of rain in 3 days, what?
Yeah, yeah. One
I'm
in
like,
100-year floods are now happening so often, the term may soon need to change. Robert Mason, who's the Extreme Hydrologic Events Coordinator and Delaware River Master for the U.S. Geological Survey, He said that to ABC News. While the term is based on existing data, it's possible for major floods to happen in back-to-back years. So the U.S. Geological Survey is looking at different ways of quantifying back-to-back major flooding events. In other words, it's so bad, it's so extreme, they've never seen it before. That bad. And then we know about the wildfires, right, Jesse? The wildfires in August, they went through the Siberian forest. The event was larger than all the fires raging this summer around the world combined. But at the same time, a wildfire ravaged the pine forest and burned homes near Athens, Greece, on the heels of the worst heat wave that left forests full of dry fuel to further spread the blaze. So to say that, we're in a good way, okay, is good if you live in an area like ours where we don't have this extreme situation, right?
Most definitely. I mean, we get our share of wildfires quite a bit, but yeah, I don't know. Wildfires just in general are just dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the situation there. You can see that there. The sign says, "The time is fulfilled and the kingdom of God is at hand. Repent ye and believe in the gospel. The rock on the ridge. Complete destruction." But at least that sign lived. You know what I mean? Beyond all that. So there you go. That's what would you do if you saw that, Jesse?
If a fire blazed through and that was the only thing that was standing, um, yeah, I would have a lot of, you know what, I would have days of reflection. That's all I gotta say.
I would shoot a movie. I'm not gonna lie. I would be like, you know what? Apocalypse written. Goodbye. There you go. Let's see. Intense drought. This has been happening. Of course, decades. Scientists have been predicting an intensifying drought, especially in the western U.S. A mega drought. I didn't even know that was a thing. A term used to describe a severe and intense drought that spans a couple of decades is currently plaguing much of the region. Who knew? Depleting reservoirs to the lowest levels in history. I don't understand that. I'm like, just move the rain over a bit, right? Or the rainwater. What?
Honestly, I wish it was. I wish it was that easy. I'd be like, can you rain right here?
Yeah.
Fill our aquifers.
Yeah. I mean, I get it when you don't know where the rain's going to come. So I'll go with that. Obviously, there's that situation. But my point is, the Earth is suffering, people. Okay, I do want to say I don't know what we could do about it at this point, but I'm sure there are things we can do to alleviate it in the meantime. I just say I know we're going to space, and I appreciate that we're going to space, but people, we got to put our heads together on how to combat this stuff. Okay, that's the situation there. According to Daniel Swan, who's a climate scientist at UCLA, he said half of the severity of the ongoing megadrought has been attributed to warming temperatures alone. Without that warning, the drought would arguably not be a megadrought at all. Not sure what he's saying there, but basically a drought became a megadrought overnight. Then there's extreme temperatures, okay? And this is the situation we've been seeing, not in the heat portion of it all, but the cold portion of it all. There are areas that are so cold. I mean, some of you actually live in these areas, just so you know, right? So we want to know, how's it doing in your area? And let's go to the comments right now. Bobby Stamp says, "Good morning, Earthlings. Live it well." Seriously, we're trying to. We just need to be aware of these things. Debbie Peru's tuning in. Camargo, thank you, Debbie. Good to see you over from Arizona. Rosalie says, "You got to listen to signs." Exactly. Stephanie Reed says, 2021 has been a crazy and overwhelmed year. She's watching from Cleveland, Ohio. Sorry, I always have to remember the Cleveland. Rose Easter, Crossgo's tuning in. Mark Blevin says, "Hey there." Hey, Mark, good to see you. So, Viviana there's tuning in as well. Thank you. So, these things are all kind of culminating into like something that we go, okay, we need to pay attention, right? At the end of the day. Let's go to some of the major things that we're seeing. Oh, like this. The polar vortex that slammed Texas. Yeah, I mean, just that sounds amazing, right? The polar vortex, right? And other nearby states with unprecedented winter weather in February is the costliest winter event to ever occur in the U.S. Do you remember when people were like, how come? You remember? Go ahead.
No, I remember that when Texas was freezing, people were dying because they were just like trying to stay warm. It was a bad situation. You know what? I completely forgot about that.
Yeah. and everybody was like, our pipes are freezing over, causing damage. I know I have a couple friends that were talking about that. I was like, wow, that's not good. Um, so people are experiencing cold things. Arctic air plagued the Chicago with temperatures that felt like negative 30 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit. That picture literally was in one of these areas in Texas where they're like, wow. So a lot of cold, a lot of terrible stuff there. Powerful storms though, and these are the ones that we're seeing all over the world, and just destruction in every bit of the way. Um, and then there's oil in that destruction, and these are areas where, again, it just, I mean, I don't know how to describe this, but it's just, if you have to live in one of these areas, you're like, Mom, Dad, can I move in with you? Because you're just like, I think I need to pal with our, friends and family that actually know I need help, right? You don't want to be displaced like this. Okay, this was the picture that happened in as oil sheen drifts into a sunken shrimp boat and pieces of a destroyed home along the bayou in the aftermath of Hurricane Ida in Louisiana. Okay, so this is in your like area of flooding. Then you have oil. It's just God. So everything's bad, right? And then we repair it. That's what I say. In a lot of these areas, thank God we have smart humans that go, okay, we need, FEMA, we need smart other, National Guard to help kick in. We've had that for a couple of things. And then there's this. The Arctic is warming twice as fast as the rest of the world. What? Now, I know some have talked about a glacier. I talked about this the other day. The bad news for sea level is the region that adds the most water to worldwide ocean levels as ice melts is warming twice as fast as the rest of the world. So, if you live in a coastline that already is at sea level, imagine, this is what I was talking to you earlier about, I think last week, if you dump a bunch of big booming ice cubes into the water, all of a sudden, what's going to happen with the rest of the water? It's going to add more water. That's the great thing. What people don't understand is the caps being frozen are so important because it's like water drying up. Does that make sense?
It does, but at this current moment, my brain is unable to fathom it.
Okay. Yeah. So what I mean to say is this, and scientists have been talking about this, and some people are like, "Are you kidding me?" But I say you could be ahead of it by knowing you don't live at sea level, okay, just yet, because there are some major pockets. We'll just say pockets of water, meaning big ice cubes. Okay, just imagine that. You put some in, they melt. One or two things are going to happen to the world. When the polar caps kind of start melting, that adds more water to the Earth. Therefore, that's where lands or islands that are just at sea level are going to have water rushing in. Does that make sense?
Yeah. What movie prepared me for this? Kevin Costner's Waterworld. Thank you.
Yeah, technically, that's kind of where we're at right now. That's where we're at, especially in certain areas. I mean, it's not going to be a huge flooding, I don't believe. The water world situation, though, will happen in some areas, right? Some lands is basically losing their coverage. The Greenland ice sheet, the largest contributor to sea level rise in the world, experienced 3 melt episodes in late July and August. Sea level rise will be one of the most disastrous consequences of global warming as it erodes coastlines and eventually causes residents who live near the ocean inland basically to move inward. Okay, that's what I mean. You got to go from coast. If you're in these areas like Florida and all those areas that have marshland, just go inland where it A is higher and B, you're not going to have to be forced to move. I would not want to buy a home. If I were investing in something, I would not buy a home at sea level right now on the coast. Like a big mountain, that's one thing. But so these are the things that we all have to be basically very concerned about. So this is what the Union of Concerned Scientists, thank God they call them concerned scientists as a union, have said. Even if the rise seems minuscule, 8 inches since the Industrial Revolution, infrastructures located near the ocean were not built to withstand those levels. Okay. These are warnings to do what you need to do. Trust me, I want to live by the ocean. I've always wanted to. But knowing this, I'm going, okay, what's my 5-year plan? Okay, let's see. And then you go with that, okay? Move inland, number one. Get a higher elevation, and you'll be fine. But I'm telling you, I think we're going. I don't think it's even inches. The guy that predicted the meteorology as of the last week or so that I saw, it was anywhere from 3 to 8 feet from where sea level is. If you go that, then you could plan for it when it happens. Granted, it's not going to happen overnight. It's happening over the next couple of years, but it's a warning, people. So let's listen to the warning, okay? And let's take a quick little break because I got to regroup. That's so much bad news. Let's find some fun news when we get back, okay, Jesse?
We'll try, but yeah, I would not want to live on the coast or anywhere near the water. So that's just me.
Nope. It's a warning for the decades. Okay, we'll be right back.
Don't let insurance companies make decisions for you. Go to Pass Auto Center in Banning, your one-stop repair facility with full collision repair, auto maintenance, service, and an authorized smog center. You'll also find a full-service used car lot to fit every budget with the right vehicle for you. Trade-ins are accepted and they pay cash for your car. Pass Auto Center at 2609 West Ramsey in Banning, just off the I-10 freeway between Sunset and 22nd. Call 951-849-7878.
For all you truck and RV enthusiasts, TruckWorks right here in Banning is your one-stop shop for the best diesel performance and overall truck and RV needs. Whether you're towing, racing, off-road, or just cruising around town, TruckWorks specializes in truck and RV service, maintenance, repair, and performance upgrades for every light and medium-duty truck manufacturer. Bring it down to Terry and the guys at TruckWorks. Call 951-922-4776 or visit their website at mydieseldown.com today.
Tried shipping a package lately? It's amazing how difficult and time-consuming it can be. Packing, envelopes, boxes, second-day ground, next-day air, it's all enough to give you a headache. Next time, do yourself a favor, go with the pros at the UPS store in Beaumont. They'll pack it right and let you know all your shipping options. You can also take care of everyday tasks like copies, faxing, notary services, and live scan fingerprinting. And while you're there, pay your Edison, gas company, and Verizon bills. Open extended hours Monday through Saturday. The UPS store in Beaumont, located in the Oak Valley Plaza at 1440 Beaumont Avenue. Call 951-769-5956. That's 951-769-5956. Online at the upsstorelocal.com/5027 or Google 5027.
What is commitment and why is it so hard to achieve? The new book, Committed, by Dr. Carmen Hara and Alexandra Hara, will make you reevaluate the way you think about love. Committed is a relationship manual that unfolds in 2 parts: the work you need to perform on the inside and the 7 distinct archetypes you'll encounter on the outside. Committed, a new book available on Amazon by Dr. Carmen Hara and Alexandra Hara, will help to find and keep the love you deserve. Committed, available now on Amazon.
The staff and families at Custom Care Solutions Caregivers take this time out to recognize and salute the Palm Desert men and women in uniform, standing tall for our political and economic freedoms around the world. Let's always remember them in our thoughts and prayers. Their efforts abroad and our support have kept America strong. That message was courtesy of your good friends at Custom Care Solutions Caregivers, 42201 Beacon Hill in Palm Desert. They're always working to keep our community moving in a positive direction.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Shout out to Bobby Stamps, who agreed Waterworld is it. Also sent us 50 stars. We appreciate you, Bobby. Thank you very much for helping us out. And we know you are awesome because you always talk about the world. And then Mark Blevins actually said, check out Don't Look Up on Netflix. Great pick. And actually that's the one with Leonardo DiCaprio, which I believe it's a meteor movie, right?
Yeah, I saw the trailer for that. I put it on my watch list. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but it's on my list.
Yeah, which, sometimes we see it, from NASA and they're like, oh, there's a flyby one and things. And I will say, I did look at this and they actually have been trying to move meteors out of a certain area. They've tested a couple things. So I say, why blast one out of the area? You move it, you push it. It's like a tugboat situation. You just, tug it away from us, right? They could do that. They just have to create the mechanism to kind of like push it in the right orbit so that it doesn't go at us. You know what I mean? Use it using thrusters. And it's just like you could, huh?
Do we have the technology to do that?
We have ways to do it. We're not there yet, but they already are. Like, I'll bring up the article here. They did this a few weeks back. Right, with the and that's where I'm almost like, okay, thank God for NASA. Now they're not just doing exploratory things. They're trying to save the world, I think. But back to that point, there are meteors where we're like, can we just save ourselves, right? And there's a movie about the moon coming out pretty soon. I want to see that with what? What are you thinking, Jesse?
Okay, so I watch a lot of horror movies. That movie that you're talking about, was it Moonfall or something like
Yeah.
that? The only type of movies that scare me are these disaster films. They horrify me to no end. Like 2012, The Day After Tomorrow. God, that just uh, I'll fight monsters all day, but I can't fight the weather.
You know what? I totally understand it. I understand it. But yeah, there's a lot of things that they're looking at, and again, what he brings up is very true. We have to be careful, but for the rest of us, we're just like, let's just live every day as we have it. Seriously, But you're thankful to the ones that are smart, the ones that are looking out for us. We hope, because those little flyby ones are like, are you guys watching those or not? And they always let us know barely at the time. I'm always like, how would they let us know ahead of time? Would they not? Right. So I think Impact was the only one where it's like it kind of shows we are letting everybody know you're gonna die. So get on the ship. We have a prepared ship to leave this planet. Right. I don't think we're there yet. But if we were there, you'd want to know we were ahead of it. Right.
I, I, I would want no. I would not want to know. I would not want to know. I'd be going crazy until the meteor gets here. So, like, if we tell people that something's gonna crash into the Earth, people are gonna go crazy.
But I think everybody should just do it anyway and then see what happens. You know what I mean? What?
No.
Yeah, because then you could be like, okay, and then like, oh, we survived, yay! You know what I mean? But everybody will see your loved ones, but not like okay, Deep Impact. Everybody.
Is that what you think? What's gonna happen?
Well, you kind of it's like that. What's that UFO one where they thought there was a UFO way back in the day? But you'd be like, okay, it's gonna destroy us in a week. This is that. Hug your loved ones, and then in the meantime, you see what happens, and then you're like, we saved it. They say like nobody landed on the moon. You might as well do that, and then get to see everybody to love their loved ones even more. So I think people do things differently than they would if they just have a regular day. You know what I mean? It's like the extreme of something. You know what I mean? And then people go, wow, I get my life, and I'm so glad to be alive. Then everybody's happy. But it's not the Deep Impact type.
There's a movie I think you should watch. It's with Steve Carell. It wasn't very popular. Let's see. It was Seeking a Friend for the End of the World.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that.
And it's about this guy. He ends up losing his wife, so he puts an ad out for seeking a friend for the end of the world. Because apparently there's this giant meteor that's supposed to crash, and yeah, people are not nice in that.
See, and that's weird. I don't understand why people wouldn't be nice, but I understand right now because there's some people that I've seen very mean and kind of rude. I literally went to Best Buy, and the guy was like, kind of, almost like, I don't even know how to explain it. You go to Best Buy, and you expect people to help you, right? A couple were like, get in line, or like a kiosk, not a kiosk, but like they weren't helping anybody, but they're like, there's like, they treat it like a how do I call it? Okay, like when you go and you put your name on the list for help when it comes to like Verizon, but you see people being helped. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
And or you go to a restaurant and you're on a wait list, right? Mm-hmm. But these guys were almost like, get your name on the thing, but then they weren't helping anybody. I was like, what's going on? And so you had to wait to get it. And then I sat there. The guy was helping, like, going up and up here. Can I help you? And I'm like, I'm sitting right here. Couldn't you have helped me other than this list? And then he doesn't help me. Oh, and I'm the next person to help on the list. So I was like, I don't understand what Best Buy is doing. But I will say this, in his favor, the second guy, not the first guy. The first guy was like kind of self-serving, and customer service is really bad. It's almost like people working, like, you could lose your job and somebody can actually make money when other people are needing to make money. I almost want to say, but I didn't say that. I was very nice because I was looking for a part for a device, and so I got it Micro Center. You know how Fry's, I don't know if you ever used to shop at Fry's, but Fry's closed down over here, so there's not a computer area like that. But Micro Center, which is actually in, I want to say after the 57 or 55 freeway. Anyway, in Orange County, is awesome. If you or your loved one need a new computer or any device like Fry's used to be in the LA area, go to Micro Center. You guys will appreciate it. Sometimes, I will say, in Best Buy's defense, I've been there. I've gotten great service. But the one that I went to in La Habra, boy, I would be like, you guys are walking on thin ice. Where's the manager? But I was like, I just need a little part. I was, but it was like, like, dang, okay. So if people treat you rude, be patient. I will say that, because I think maybe people have too much anxiety right now. I don't know what it is with some people, but you just have to be a little bit more. I didn't say anything. I was like, you know what? I mean, I did say, well, why are you kind of yelling at me? It's like, and then he's like, oh, I can't help you. I'm like, okay, like, but I'm just asking for help, like.
Wow, none of this. I've never had service like this. Like, if someone was to, I would be like, yeah, no, it would not be a good thing.
Yeah, neither have I. And I kind of wanted to say something, but I'm like, why are you treating me like? I mean, I'm just asking a simple question, like, like. But maybe he didn't understand, or maybe hopefully he had something going. I think he was just stressed out. But for no reason, because then he was helping people. I'm like, I don't get you, but whatever. Anyway, so if you have that type of treatment, be patient. Worst case scenario, talk to the manager. But, the customers were great. Everybody was like shopping at Best Buy, just so you know. And Micro Center, they're a huge line, but they operate really quick. It's like a DMV that goes really quick, and then you get everything there. So Micro Center, if I could recommend that to everyone, go to Micro Center, and they'll have everything that Fry's doesn't have for you because Fry's is no longer around. Just so you know. Okay, so that's my recommendation. They're not paying me to say this, but there you go. Rosalie says, don't say that. I'm buying a home near Pismo. Yikes. Well, you know what? Just check out if the ocean doesn't come up, forget what we said. If it does come up, remember what we said, and we told you so. All right, people, we're going to take a quick little break. We'll be right back with more.
You've been charged with a crime, and now you're facing the loss of your freedom. Where do you turn to get out of jail or stay out of jail? The law offices of Wallen and Claridge. Call 877-4-NO-JAIL. With over 20 years experience and attorneys who work in your local courts, Wallen and Claridge can make the difference between jail and freedom. When you need help, make one call. Make it to Wallen and Claridge. 877-4-NO-JAIL. The call is free. Will you be?
Standard time is here. That means shorter days and cooler nights that make you want to stay inside. Don't get caught in the cold. Franklin Mechanical Systems can do a preventative maintenance check on your heating unit. Get it working right. For cleaning, repair, or a new installation, call them for a free estimate. Franklin Mechanical Systems, for all your residential and commercial heating and air conditioning needs. Call their Beaumont office at 951-845-1000. That's 951-845-1000, and stay warm today. Tried shipping a package lately? It's amazing how difficult and time-consuming it can be. Packing, envelopes, boxes, second-day ground, next-day air, it's all enough to give you a headache. Next time, do yourself a favor, go with the pros at the UPS store in Beaumont. They'll pack it right and let you know all your shipping options. You can also take care of everyday tasks like copies, faxing, notary services, and live scan fingerprinting. And while you're there, pay your Edison, gas company, and Verizon bills. Open extended hours Monday through Saturday. The UPS store in Beaumont, located in the Oak Valley Plaza at 1440 Beaumont Avenue. Call 951-769-5956. That's 951-769-5956. Online at the upsstorelocal.com/5027 or Google 5027.
Are dogs really man's best friend? One Unwavering Friend, Heartwarming Tales of Men and Dogs by notable author Dr. Chris Blazina shares stories of some of history's greatest men and their dogs. One Unwavering Friend tells how Napoleon, Dickens, Darwin, and Freud were influenced by their loving canine connections. The perfect holiday book for men with dogs and the women who love them both. Give a Puppy to Amazon Worldwide, Barnes & Noble.
Join Yvette Walker every Tuesday at 4 o'clock p.m. on KMET ABC News Radio, 1490 AM, FM 98.1, and Internet KMET TV for the Southern California Business Report. The show is dedicated to highlighting successful businesses and the individuals behind them. Yvette interviews the incredible people managing these enterprises that range from awe-inspiring sole proprietors to world-renowned organizations. The Southern California Business Report, Tuesdays at 4 o'clock p.m.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET, 1490 AM. We appreciate each and every one of you. Jesse Sanchez over there making sure everything is sounding good. If you ever want to tune in and you have Alexa, do say, Alexa, I want to listen to KMET, 1490 AM, and it will play automatically. That's always the nice news. 1490 AM, obviously on your radio dial if you are driving around and saying what's going on in the world. Speaking of which, Jesse, look, we talked about this as of last week, and we know a lot of airports were kind of like having people kind of no longer fly in certain areas. You kind of want to be nice as of late to airlines. You know what I mean? I will say this. I don't know if airlines are being kind of mean because these are almost like every other day stories. But an unruly passenger was taken into FBI custody after an apparent argument over face masks turned ugly on a Delta flight. Jesse, I don't know what to say on this.
Somehow I knew it was a Delta flight.
Yeah, it happened from Tampa, Florida to Atlanta on December 23rd, right? Yeah.
Florida.
I'm thinking about going to Atlanta, man. I hear some good things are there. The airline said in a statement, situations like these are rare for the vast majority of our customers, and Delta has zero tolerance for unruly behavior at airports and aboard our aircraft. Video posted on Twitter by ATL and Sensor shows a woman standing over a fellow passenger, telling him to mask up while her own mask is pulled down below her chin. And the man retorts amid a slew of profanities, shouts and insults from both parties. He holds up a water bottle, saying, "Sit down, Karen." Saying he is eating and drinking when a flight attendant trying to defuse the situation tells the woman to put on her own mask. The federal mask mandate requires passengers to wear face masks on airplanes when they are not eating or drinking. In other words, it's true. I see how people kind of go at each other, but you're like, but I need to drink this or I need to eat this, so you kind of do that. The woman says she'll put on her mask when the man puts on his. So there was this like back and forth situation. The situation escalated after the man called the woman a slur. Then she slapped him in the face. When he said it again, she appeared to spit on him before being taken away. What is wrong with you people?
And these are adults?
Evidently, acting like little children. According to Atlanta police, who took the woman into custody once the plane landed and handed her over to the FBI, they said the disturbance led to the injury of fellow passengers and Delta employees. So evidently, it was like a free-for-all. Federal Aviation Administration reported 5,779 unruly passenger incidents just this year alone. Jesse, as of December 21st. Nearly 72% were mask-related. More than 100 reports involved physical assaults. Yikes. I'm just like, you know what? Can I just... Well, go ahead, Jesse.
I think my plan for travel longer than 3 hours, boom, knock everybody out on the plane. And then when they wake up, they'll be in their new location.
Put your face mask on, people. This is going to be a short flight.
Right? It's like, all right, everyone, take a big breath of air. There you go. Go to sleep.
Just laughing gas, man. I'm telling you. Okay, and this happened. Speaking of Florida, all right, Florida, we love you guys. You guys have the greatest stories. Pinellas County Sheriff deputies, right? Imagine being these deputies, right? When we're kids, we want to be cops. Let's face it, right? We're the good cops, right? Said they stopped a vehicle driving without their lights on at 4 a.m. So this is like the night shift crew, right? This happened last Saturday. W Florida TV reports that the driver was arrested on charges of DUI and marijuana possession. Now, that's pretty common. You hope, DUI, obviously, driving under the influence, right? That's kind of normal stuff for 4 a.m. type lockdowns, right?
Yeah, okay, where are you going with this? Where's the Florida twist?
Well, authorities said they found the gun under the passenger's seat while searching the car and discovered the drugs while searching the passenger. But they said, you know how they do, the pat down? Well, they found cocaine and methamphetamine wrapped around his junk.
Wait, what?
His nuggets.
Oh my god. I guess that's the twist, literally.
His jewels.
Oh my god.
But he denied they were his.
Of course. Someone, he went to the bathroom and someone mysteriously tied a knot around them and, it's all like, hold them for me.
Exactly. I was kidding. I'm trying to get away. I don't know what they tied to me. I don't understand that. He didn't say who the drugs belonged to, though, so he didn't rat at anybody, that's for sure. They're not mine. I don't know how they got there. I don't know what he was thinking when he just said they're not. I mean, if anything, he didn't want to get caught, right? Literally was his pants down, but I think he did. So that's my point. So look, people, if you're going to do drugs, is that where you're going to hide them, Jesse? And what does that look like? Is it like an ornament? Is it...
I don't know, and I don't want to know.
I'm just saying, if you were the cops, you'd be like...
I'd be like, bruh. Really?
You know what? Good job for the cops that did that search, though, right? I mean... if you've ever been felt by a certain cop and they touch you in that area, you're like, dude, seriously, I don't have cocaine there. It's not tied to my...
All right, now you know why they do it.
Exactly. They're probably like, what is that thing?
It's all like, bro, it's me. Yeah, I don't think so.
Yikes. Not mine. I don't know. Did you meet a lady overnight? What happened? Did you wake up and just walk away as she tied it to you? What happened, right? I want to know that story. I really do. I think we need to get that guy. Just be like, so just out of curiosity, how did they get there? All right, people, we got to take a little break, but seriously, that's fun news. I told you. It had a Florida twist. See? There's always
if I was the officer, I would have been like, if you can give me a really good reason why those are there, I will let you go. If not, you go straight to jail.
You'd be a fun cop, man. You really would be. That's hilarious. Okay, we got to take a quick break. TikTok! Be right back.
Take KMET 1490 AM with you everywhere you go by downloading our free smartphone apps found on the KMET website, KMET1490am.com. You can also go to the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store on your phone to download the free app. Now you can listen live or play any of your favorite programmers' podcasts using your smartphone. Go to KMET1490am.com and download your free phone app today.
The Beljanski Foundation offers you the scientific approach to healing used successfully by Francois Mitterrand, the former president of France. The Beljanski Foundation offers you non-toxic, scientifically supported methods to regain your health. Visit the Beljanski Foundation website, www.beljanski.org. You'll be glad you did. That's www.beljanski.org. The Beljanski Foundation. The information is essential. The Beljanski Foundation. www.beljanski.org. The Beljanski Method, now in America. www.beljanski.org.
KMET AM 1490 presents Cal State San Bernardino basketball. This Sunday afternoon, January 2nd at 3 p.m., the Coyotes meet Cal Poly Pomona in a CCAA conference game. Live from Kellogg Gym in Pomona. I'm Mitch McClellan. Join me as the Coyotes meet the Broncos. Cal State San Bernardino basketball broadcasts are brought to you by Dignity Health, Hatfield Buick GMC, and the Hyatt Place Hotel, Ontario Mills. That's Cal State San Bernardino basketball action live from Pomona this Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. on your exclusive radio home for Coyote basketball, KMET AM 1490.
Express Frame thanks our troops and veterans for everything they've done so fearlessly for us on a daily basis. Send letters or care packages and get blood. Also offer a veteran a job or discount on your local product. It'll be greatly appreciated. That's from Sue and Alex of Express Frame, your complete framing experts with a reputation that precedes them. For more information, call 760-773-9228. Veteran discounts available. That's Express Frame in Palm Desert, the area's best for your framing needs. And they're waving their flags high, saying USA all the way.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET, 1490 AM, with Jesse Sanchez over there as well. Make sure to stay tuned for more right after our show as well. There's lots of great programming as well. Dave Ramsey coming up around the corner. Get out of debt. Speaking of debt, Jesse, would you relocate for money?
Yes. Why? Is there an offer?
Never mind, you're too eager on that. I can't lose you from the party show. I just can't. Dang it. No, I'm just joking. Okay, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Okay, Oklahoma. Would you move to Oklahoma for $10,000?
No.
No, you wouldn't? No. Why not?
I will not move to a place where there are tornadoes can freely get to me. I've seen Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, you're right about that, actually. You're right. Tulsa, Oklahoma will pay you $10,000 to move there and telework, though. That's actually smart. I can telework from anywhere, actually. So I just have to have, good internet, good power, and food for days. West Virginia is offering $12,000 and 2 years of, get this, free outdoor gear rental.
Okay, West Virginia's doing a little bit better. Oklahoma, you got to step up your game.
I know, right? I'm like, what can you offer me that they're already offering me? Now you move to Maine, and the state will help you pay off your student loans. That's actually a good idea, right?
Huh? That's actually pretty cool. If you have student loans, move to Maine. What's in Maine, though?
Shrimp. Clam chowder.
Okay, I guess if you're a seafood eater and you have student debt, move to Maine.
Yeah, there you go. These incentives are appealing, especially for newly minted remote workers who want to capitalize on the newfound flexibility. A snap decision could cost more than the money you're chasing. That's actually true. We read the program, fine print, talk to your employer, and assess your own deal breakers before you pack your bags and head to Topeka, Kansas, where remote workers can get up to $10,000. I'm not going to lie, okay? Remote work works for me. That would pay some bills. I think I'm going to move there, and then I'll move back when I'm ready. How about that? Because you wouldn't know. Or would you?
No, we wouldn't. And then you can raise some animals while you're out there.
So understand the process requirements. Most remote relocation programs have an application process. I didn't even know this was a thing, but it's a thing, right? So if you work remotely, which I do actually, have an application process with several rounds of interviews to screen prospective residents. Only a fraction of applicants are accepted. Tulsa Remote accepted just 3% of its 3,000 applicants in 2021, according to Justin Harlan, managing director of Tulsa Remote. Huh. I actually like this idea. I've always thought, should I move from California? I got nothing going for me here, technically. And I could always kind of remote stuff, right? That's how I kind of made the show to be remote. The Opportunity Maine Tax Credit doesn't cap participation It does have a host of other stipulations. Whether the tax credit is refundable, for example, depends on the year you graduate and your field of study. The Ascend West Virginia program accepts applicants for certain cities at certain times of the year. Relocation incentives are designed to boost the local tax base. That makes sense, right? Because they need more people there. So most programs pay the benefit over a year or two, and many encourage you to put down roots. I get it. Have a family, right? I'll date in the area. How about that? Tulsa Remote will pay the $10,000 in a lump sum if you buy a home. Huh. The cash is otherwise spread out over the first year. That was like, nah.
It's like, I want a one lump sum.
Yeah, I just give me the 10,000. I'll be there for a year, and we'll see how it goes. It's like a relationship where you're like, I get it. You're bribing me to be your, I mean, women get that, right? The bribe of, be my husband. I'll pay you everything, and then some.
Oh, you talking about like a dowry?
Yeah, that's it. That's what it's called. Thank you. In Topeka, remote work applicants need to buy a home to get the full $10,000. Yeah, you had me at first. Now it sounds a little fishy. And don't forget, any bonus must be taxed as income. What? So you need to set some money aside for the IRS, at least 30%. Remote work still has some limits. Understand your employer's expectations before applying or moving, and certain things can impact your quality of life in your new locale. If your company colleagues are all on the West Coast, for example, you may expect it to keep those hours even if you relocate to Maine. That can make for some late nights. I'd say worth it. But again, like rent at like $800 max. You do that, you basically paid for your housing for a year. Right? 8 times, 10 times.
Right? Especially when you look at the rental prices for here in California. You know what? I'm going to look at Maine. No, I don't have time now, but I'll look at it later.
Yeah, your new city may have a lower cost of living than your current home base. That's typically part of the appeal. Will your company adjust your salary to your new cost of living? So that's good when your company's like, hey, you already work remote, right? So you get paid through that. Then you move to one of these areas. You want to be crystal clear on that before taking the leap. Tina Hawk, who is the president of human resources at GoodHire, says financially you should be prepared to take a pay cut if you're relocating from a major city to somewhere less costly. And then determine your deal breakers. Okay, while money is important, it's not what makes a place livable. Take stock of what's important to you, like things like restaurants, networking, walkability, other outdoor activities, and identify your deal breakers. Right. Even vacation land is not for everyone, according to this. We're a 4-season place. If you hate snow and you hate snow shoveling, look somewhere else, please. So they give you some warnings here. So don't move here if you're going to be a complainer. I think that's what they're looking for. But basically, there you go. But you know what? It's good to start off if you're like just barely starting off. Anyway, what do you guys think of social media? Let us know. We appreciate you. Let's see. Rosalie says, I telework, but I've had the same cellmate for the last 21 months. Not cool. So there you go. We love you all, seriously. We'll see you tomorrow. Make it a great day. We love you. Bye-bye.